Let's talk about lights. Lights like this, not lights like this. Although, come on. Lights that run off one of these, lights that run off this, and lights like this. Welcome back, friends. Happy Monday. Good to see you. I hope you're all doing well. When I moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, save for two little spaces on the north and south side of the state, Indiana was one of two states in the country that didn't observe daylight savings time. And I didn't really think about it that much, quite honestly. I don't think any of us did. It only became an issue when you were dealing with people in other states. You had to constantly, especially having grown up in the western suburbs of Chicago. Now, it was always, are we on the same time? Are you an hour behind us? Are you an hour ahead of us? And as Indianapolis became more and more of a logistical shipping hub, it became more and more of an issue. And since we were doing business, we being the state of Indiana was doing business mostly with the East Coast, they said, okay, we're going to observe daylight savings time, and we're now on Eastern time. And again, didn't really think about it too much. A couple times a year, you got to move your clock 1 hour one way or the other. But as I've gotten older, and I think this is the case a lot of times, that as you get older, the things you don't really think about when you're young become more annoying, is probably the best thing. Daylight savings time blows. It's dark at 5:30 in the afternoon, and if you're in the Midwest, it's probably dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. Add to that the Midwest suffers from what my old buddy Keith Anderson used to call permacloud during the winter. And, lights obviously become more and more of a necessity. And so I thought, I unearthed some things, obviously, during the move that I'd either kind of lost track of or forgotten I had. And so I thought I'd take a minute today and just talk about lights. Now, if you have one bike that you use primarily, I don't think that it's debatable that a generator hub and a good light is the way to go. You put that, it's a big bite up front if you're going to get a good one. And I think you still have to spend a fair amount of money, specifically on the light, to get it to throw the amount of light that you're looking for. But once you get, you take that big bite up front, you're really done. The light's always there. It's always going to be on. You don't have to worry about whether you charged it or whether you put batteries in it. It's just, you're good to go. And I'm going to say something that is probably heresy or heretical to a lot of people, which is I don't really care for dynamo powered rear lights. And it's, I don't think, in most cases, I don't think they're as bright as either a USB rechargeable light or even a battery powered light for that matter. And I just don't want to run a wire from the front of my bike to the back of my bike. Silly. I'm sure this is just a little predilection that I have. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are telling me that I'm missing the boat, that it's the way to go. It's the same reason why I never ran a Cadence computer on my bike. you know, how are you going to fix that wire? So, but the USB rechargeable lights, you know, it's becoming harder and harder for me to justify the cost of a dynamo light setup. I got this light in, oh Christ, I don't know. And it's a 400 lumen light and motion light. It sat in a box and or drawer for forever, and I kind of found it during the move. And it still works. It charged up just fine. 400 lumens will turn night into day. At the time that I got this, I think it was close to $100 retail, and now, you know, you can get 600 lumen lights for like 60 bucks, 80 bucks. So battery and bulb technology continue to improve, and again, it becomes a harder and harder sell to do that, you know, that dynamo light setup, which is going to cost you orders of magnitude more than that. That's pretty simple. But I found, again, this old Bontrager Flare 3, which is a battery-powered light, runs on 2 AAA batteries, and I thought, you know, that thing was all kinds of bright when it first came out. And I wonder how it matches up to something like the Flare R or the Hot Shot from Saigo Light, any of these new USB rechargeable lights. I'm not shilling for Bontrager, by the way, but I was a Trek dealer for 16 years, and so I got a lot of Bontrager stuff laying around. So yesterday, I took the bike down to the end of the street, and I turned on the daylight setting in the Flare 1, or Flare R, sorry. And I mean, and then I walked to the other end of the street, and clear as day, you could see that red light. And I had it on steady, not flashing. I'm not a big fan of flashing rear lights. I think that's one of the many things that they got right in Europe, where you can't have a flashing rear light. Pulsing is fine. And many of the lights that we have access to now do pulse, but clear as day in the daylight setting. And then I walked back to the other end of the street and I switched it out for the battery powered light, and I didn't even get half as far, and you couldn't see it. So that's the difference. If you're using the light in daytime, and sadly we have to do that now, that's where the power of a USB rechargeable light is going to come in, because you're just going to be able to see it a lot better during the day. And anymore, you can get a 50 lumen USB rechargeable light for the same price or a biscuit more than what a battery powered light costs. I'm sure these are things that you all know, but again, things that are rattling around in my head. Speaking of flashing lights, don't use a flashing front light. You know, just don't. Please. I did say front light, didn't I? Yeah, flashing front light. No, I'm gonna give somebody a seizure out there. Yeah. Those are my thoughts. What do you think? What kind of lights do you use? I hope you're all doing well. It's almost Christmas. Good Lord. I don't know that there's one thing about being in South Florida that I don't know that I'll ever get used to, and that is walking into stores with Christmas music playing and Christmas decorations up, and it's 82 degrees outside. It's very strange. It's very strange. Thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments. Subscribe if you haven't, would you? And make sure you give the video a thumbs up. That does help. Tells YouTube that you value the content and they are more likely to show it to more people. I hope something good happens to you today. Till next time, be nice, work hard, ride bikes, play music when you can. I'll talk to you soon.